With just 18 days before President Trump completes his first year as president, he is now on track to exceed 2,000 false or misleading claims, according to our database that analyzes, categorizes, and tracks every suspect statement uttered by the president. As of Monday, the total stood at 1,950 claims in 347 days, or an average of 5.6 claims a day. As regular readers know, the president has a tendency to repeat himself often. There are now more than 60 claims that he has repeated 3 or more times. The president's impromptu 30-minute interview with the New York Times over the holidays, in which he made at least 24 false or misleading claims, included many statements that we have previously fact-checked. We currently have a tie for Trump's most repeated claims, both made 61 times. Both of these claims date from the start of Trump's presidency and to a large extent have faded as talking points. One of these claims was some variation of the statement that the Affordable Care Act is dying and essentially dead. The Congressional Budget Office has said that the Obamacare exchanges, despite well-documented issues, are not imploding and are expected to remain stable for the foreseeable future. Indeed, healthy enrollment for the coming year has surprised healthcare experts. Trump used to say this a lot, but he's quieted down since his efforts to repeal the law flopped. Trump also repeatedly takes credit for events or business decisions that happened before he took the oath of office or had even been elected. 61 times, he has touted that he secured business investments and job announcements that had been previously announced and could easily be found with a Google search. With the successful push in Congress to pass a tax plan, 2 of Trump's favorite talking points about taxes that the tax plan will be the biggest tax cut in U.S. history and that the United States is one of the highest taxed nations have rapidly moved up the list. Trump repeated the falsehood about having the biggest tax cut 53 times, even though Treasury Department data shows it would rank 8th. And 58 times Trump has claimed that the United States pays the highest corporate taxes, 25 times, or that it is one of the highest taxed nations, 33 times. The latter is false, the former is misleading, as the effective U.S. corporate tax rate, what companies end up paying after deductions and benefits, ends up being lower than the statutory tax rate. We also track the president's flip-flops on our list, as they are so glaring. He spent the 2016 campaign telling supporters that the unemployment rate was really 42% and the official statistics were phony. Now, on 46 occasions he has hailed the lowest unemployment rate in 17 years. It was already very low when he was elected 4.6%, the lowest in a decade, so his failure to acknowledge that is misleading. An astonishing 85 times, Trump has celebrated a rise in the stock market even though in the campaign he repeatedly said it was a bubble that was ready to crash as soon as the Federal Reserve started raising interest rates. Well, the Fed has raised rates 3 times since the election and yet the stock market has not plunged as Trump predicted. It has continued a rise in stock prices that began under President Barack Obama in 2009. Again, Trump has never explained his shift in position on the stock market. Moreover, the U.S. stock market rise in 2017 was not unique and mirrored a global rise in equities. When looking at the Standard & Poor's 500 stock index, it's clear U.S. stocks haven't rallied as robustly as their foreign equivalents. Yet Trump loves this claim so much that he has repeated it 28 times in the 49 days since our last update, more often than every other day. We maintain the database by closely reading or watching Trump's myriad public appearances and television and radio interviews. The interviews are especially hard to keep up with, in part because the White House does not routinely post on them on its website. In fact, a recent redesign of the White House website appears to make it difficult to find transcripts of Trump's remarks at the White House. This project originally started as a first 100 days database, but by popular demand we extended it to 1 year. We will soon face a decision about whether to maintain it beyond 1 year, even though it strains the resources, and weekends, of our staff. In at least one instance, the database was used for academic analysis. We welcome thoughts from readers about whether it remains a worthwhile endeavor.